I got the role. I think Rob had seen me in a clip of another film that I'd done, Across the Universe. He then asked if I would put myself on a tape, just an audition tape. So I was filming a film called The Other Berlin Girl at the time. So I was kind of stuck out in the middle of kind of rural England somewhere, running around trying to find anyone with a camcorder. And and I literally kind of just put myself on tape. I just filmed myself kind of talking into the camera. And I sent it off, thinking it was probably one of the worst audition tapes ever made. And Rob saw the tape and kind of, I guess saw something in that work of art that I created in my hotel room. Yeah, he's just a very kind of average, straight down the line kind of student at MIT who really kind of has a slight awakening when he realizes that he hasn't really done anything in his life other than kind of succeed academically, and starts to wonder what that kind of means to him and who that makes him as a person, I guess. And at the same time, he's trying to raise money to go to Harvard Medical School, which is where he's trying to get into, and is approached or headhunted, I guess, by his college professor because he's so gifted in mathematically minded and brilliant with numbers. So he's asked to kind of join this blackjack underground organisation that's happening at his college, and he really sees it at that point as a way of earning money to kind of raise the money for his tuition fees. But really, it's the kind of experience that he takes on, which really kind of succeeds him in the end, I think. Yeah, very much so. I mean, when I first came to Vegas, I spent two weeks in Vegas before we started shooting, and hung out with Jeff Ma, who the story is very much based on events that kind of happened in his life. So, yeah, he kind of took me under his wing, and we kind of went out and just indulged in Vegas life, and I think he just corrupted me more than anything, and we just had a great time and became very good friends, and he had so many stories to tell me, and I had so many questions to ask him, and it was great. And a lot of there was other MIT students as well who came onto the set, and it really felt like a kind of collaborative kind of experience. That we were pleased to have them around, and they were pleased that we were making this film. I have a love-hate relationship with it, I think. It's such an incredible place. It's like, it's out there. Like, it's nothing we don't have anything like this back in England. Brighton Pier doesn't quite qualify, so it's just completely outer worldly to me, and I enjoyed it a lot when I first got here. We went pretty wild when we first arrived, but spending a month and a half in Vegas is pretty heavy going, So I was ready to leave, certainly, but I had such a great time. But it's hard because we don't. If you lived here, maybe it'd be a completely different story. But we were visitors who were here for a very long period of time. So we couldn't escape the kind of casino lifestyle. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what happened, really. It was really Julie Taymor who, found me for her film Across the Universe. And it was just, she just saw me. There was open call auditions that they were doing all over England and in America too. So, she saw me. She took a big risk in casting me in her film. You're right, I wasn't known to anybody, so, she really sort of believed in what she saw. She doesn't kind of compromise her ideas, and that's what's so great about Julie. It was that really that kind of launched everything. No, people always ask me that, it really isn't. I really, I am who I am and have been for all my life, and I really don't feel that anything's going to change me, obviously you're changing all the time. Just the pure nature of experience, makes you learn and you grow or whatever. But I don't suddenly feel I'm going to turn into some like demanding monster. I just don't think like that.
Have you met some in the business?
I have, yes, and they're normally the kind of lesser known people as well. So all these great people, these huge actresses and Hollywood, movie stars, are never like that in my experience, and it's certainly other people that can be. Yeah. So I'd never done an American accent before, so I think we didn't have too long a time really before we started rolling the cameras and before the film was coming to life. So I worked with a dialect coach and just slowly realised how bad my American accent was, and I really had to kind of keep my ears open and listen hard. I've just finished doing a project in Belfast where I had to do a Northern Irish accent, which is equally as difficult. And that was called 50 Dead Men Walking with Sir Ben Kingsley. So that was another amazing person to kind of work alongside. And I'm just about to start a film called Heartless back in London.